So today I'll talk about how to write prompt effectively to get the best result out of ChatGPT or Claude. So there are the few, not few, actually five or six steps, six rules that you have to follow to get the best result out of ChatGPT. So I'll talk about this one by one. So number one is setting the rule. So setting the rule is the first step of writing the prompt. So I will explain it through an example. For this tutorial, I am using the tool called Claude. Yep. So I will assume you guys are already familiar with this tool. So let's explain this through an example. So I will type act as UI Design System Manager expert at token naming in Figma. I have given the role to Claude to take it on. Oh, so number two, setting the context. You have to clearly state to the role what you want or what you want or learn or what is the problem you are facing. Let's see this through the example. So now in the number two role, you have to tell this that I am a mid-level UI designer wanting to learn token naming to design efficiently, save time in long run, and maintain scalable design across all of the product line. This is where you are telling Claude that you want to learn something, this is the problem you are facing and you want this. So you are telling Claude that this is a problem you have to solve for me. So number three is setting the tasks, and what do I mean by that? So let's go through this another example. So you have to tell something like this: your task is to guide me step by step on how to use token naming for consistent and scalable design system. Here you have to clearly specify what task you want Claude to perform within that role. So again, it's related to what you want, clearly defining what you want, and then giving the task will give you a specific outcome. So number four, adding specificity. So this is where you are going deep dive into this topic. So you have to explicitly tell that this is the subject you want to learn and deep dive into the topic of this subject. Okay, let's see this through another example. So you have to tell this, please focus specifically on colors and typography token naming as they are the most pressing needs. So this rule is not applicable for every single scenario. You can only apply this rule when you want to go deep dive into the topic of that subject. So you basically need the previous knowledge about it. So number fifth is setting constraints. This is where you have to talk about the limitation that you have, because if you don't do that, Claude will assume Claude will give you the result based on the assumption that you have unlimited resources, unlimited time, unlimited whatever you can mention in that chat, in that conversation, because I'll explain you through the example. So you can say this: as you see, I'm a mid-level UI designer, don't have any previous experience about this topic, and learning this subject all by myself. So, when you are about to give me the explanation, you have to keep this information in mind. This will help. Sorry, I mean this will give Claude the idea. So this is how I should give the response. The more specific you could be, the more tailored result AI will give you. So you can take it as your friend who won't judge you or make any judgment based on your thoughts, who will only listen to you. So you can take him as your friend. This way you will be more friendly with it. So number six is request output format. So this is why you have to clearly state this is how I want the result. It can be in bullet points, numeric list, or paragraph, or in a comprehensive table. What do I mean by that? So let's see it as example. So you have to see this. Please structure the response as bullet points. Here I will combine the seventh rule with it, and what is clearly state clearly state a complexity or a brief overview. You have to explicitly tell Claude that whether you want an in-depth explanation or a brief overview of the topic or the subject you have chosen for Claude. So if I combine these two rules, so this is how it would look like. So you have to say this. Please structure as structure as bullet points, list of steps. With each step, include a brief overview or in-depth explanation of the topic and practical example of its explanation. So these were the prompt generating rules. So you have to learn and apply these rules to get the best result out of ChatGPT. So before you go, I want to tell you just one last thing, that use Claude to get the first idea of your first draft, not for the last. Okay.